Jake the Snake Roberts may be at an upcoming TV taping to have an on-air role after pitching himself and Canadian wrestler Sin to also have an on-air role. Sin provides the transportation for Roberts to be at the event. TNA management is rightfully leery of investing in Roberts due to his past drug use and reputation for no-showing events, but they value Roberts' name value and promo ability.
We'll see.
They should have a managed Team Mexico.
That'd be sweet.
Monty Brown's contract expires in September. He is negotiating a renewal, but it's not a slam dunk that they will agree to all terms. Brown could end up in WWE this fall if TNA renegotiating decisions don't go well.
Oh my god, this is the Daniel Garcia.
It is, and as the month goes on, there are indications that negotiations are difficult at this stage. Brown is a huge wrestling fan and would love to go to WWE if that were an option. TNA management, though, seems to have a different idea of what Brown is worth. Some wonder if Brown would fit in with the regimented lifestyle of WWE. He marches to the beat of his own drummer, says one friend of his. He's different, which makes him interesting, but also tougher to predict.
I'd say that's accurate.
Yeah, he's a weird freak. Like all the best wrestlers, he's a weird freak.
Yeah, but if he's not a weird freak coming from WCW, you know?
They're he's difficult to work with all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Bill Goldberg has been signed to a retainer contract with Spike TV.
Yeah, close enough.
Goldberg is telling friends he can't get into details, but one thing is clear, it does not require him in any way to work for TNA or make any appearances.
He's really want to emphasize that fact that he will not be a TNA.
Even though he does an interview with Alex Marvez. Alex scoops himself at one point this month where he's like, maybe I should check out that TNA Hard Justice pay-per-view. So he is sending mixed messages.
He's negging TNA.
I think he is. We've been doing this for 6 months now, and he's like, oh, maybe. No, they're shit. They're terrible. Production values and money isn't good enough. But what about if I did? TNA management have talked about the prospects of using Goldberg on their Big Bound for Glory pay-per-view. He has expressed an openness to working a few matches for TNA. He didn't want to be part of a late-night second-rate wrestling show, but TNA has established itself enough that he sounds open to it, but the money he wants is more than TNA is willing to pay at this point. But such is how negotiations go.
Fair.
Bret Hart, meanwhile, told Between the Ropes Radio he would like to work for TNA, but he's not sure it's worth his time. I certainly would like to help him, and I think they know that, he said. But the truth is, I'm happy with my time off. If I was going to do that, I would have to leave one day before to get there, and then you have to have whatever you do that day for the show, and then it takes a whole day to get home. That's 3 days of my week, and obviously, I don't need it that bad. I don't have 3 days a week for anybody.
That's kind of awesome. I like a man that just respects his time.
It's it's a whole deal that I have to go there and come back, and then they make me do something while I'm there. It's just couldn't be bothered. TNA's employment philosophy is shifting towards signing wrestlers to long-term contracts with weekly set pay rather than bringing wrestlers to TV on short-term per-appearance deals with typically 10 dates guaranteed. The standard long-term contract is a 3-year deal with 1 year guaranteed and TNA having the option to pick up the last 2. TNA is handling independent bookings for wrestlers, and the more bookings they take, the more they would receive as a bonus at the end of each quarter. Austin Aries has signed a long-term deal with TNA to return to the company in the fall. Aries wrote on his website last month that he was close to returning to the company. TNA will air a series of vignettes promoting his return while he's on an extended tour of the United Kingdom for Ring of Honor and 1PW over the rest of the summer. And there's also a note he will be renamed Austin Starr, of course.
Because
TNA got the WWE notions that now they're on television, they need to own everybody's names, so they can't just call them Austin Aries like they called them on Austin Aries when they were on television in fucking October.
For 6 months.
It's so you become what you hate over time. You can't help it, can you?
Hologram. No, that's based though.